Doomsvince. And this is day 144 of Spawn Year.
Real cute there, Doomsvince. Set me up for the first real moment of optimism I've had for the main Spawn title in months, and make me wait to find out if that hope was even remotely warranted, as I'm forced to return to a series I largely have had little interest in. Okay, the suture stuff was decent. So I'll just have to keep wondering if Spawn really will move in a more character-driven direction, if he'll finally embrace a quest to better himself, or just backslide into an uninteresting, pointless obsession with returning to his old life like he has all those other times. I have to remember that I still know where all this eventually leads, having read ahead back when I reviewed issue 50. I can't let myself get too excited. In this issue, newcomer Brian Haberlin tries to liven things up by abruptly depicting the cosmic outer reaches of the Spawn universe as quirky and fun and absurd, and not remotely taking any of it very seriously. A lot of this is unapologetically derived from Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, complete with a space bar where all the powerful gods and entities and demons and angels hang out, reminiscent of the restaurant at the end of the universe, and someone actually orders a gargle blaster. All of this felt self-indulgent and out of place in this supposedly dark, edgy, heavy reality, but then I realized how much absurdity was already here. Cybernetic gorillas, vampires wearing sunglasses, hairy Houdini, the fact that you can somehow still mortally wound Spawn through the chest even when he already has a gaping hole there. If the series owned more of its ridiculousness, instead of pretending to be so much more brooding and serious than it really was, this issue would feel right at home. And I think Spawn would fit right in the Hitchhiker universe. Just give him all of Marvin the Robot's dialogue. Well, pardon me for breathing, which I never do anyway, so I don't know why I bothered to mention it at all. God, I'm so depressed. Speaking of God, God's lead angel Abdel is sent to the 8th level of hell to assassinate Malebolgia. Yeah, despite all the angels we've seen thus far being scantily clad supermodels whose bodies are all the exact same proportions, heaven really does have male angels. In the present, the barkeeper at this intergalactic pub tells the story to some newbie there who's probably going to get pummeled by the other patrons without this distraction because he's irritating everyone there. This is just a typical framework to get us into a flashback story, since the other tales in Curse of the Spawn have been told in the present of Spawn's continuity. Except that one set in the future. Anyway, Abdel is sent to kill Bolgi before he can recruit Al Simmons as the next Hellspawn, and he has to go undercover, which he hates because he's that no-nonsense, straightforward Snake Plissken type. How this is accomplished is interesting. So as not to be immediately detected, Abdel must officially be cast out of heaven as a fallen angel. Like Satan, apparently there really is one be-all end-all devil after all. Man, am I learning a lot this issue. So he goes to hell and fights another woman named Lilith. Wow, are we milking that mythological reference for all it's worth in this book, who introduces herself as the Grand Duchess of the 8th Plane and talks like Darth Vader. Abdel defeats her and moves on to the end-level boss, Bolgi himself. Please deposit $1.95 to continue your game. You know, next month when issue 16 comes out. This is a fun fantasy adventure that doesn't really have anything meaningful to say or characters I'm invested in, but it's a harmless diversion meant to fill in a few gaps in Spawn's history. My only question is why nobody thought to try assassinating Malebolgia when all those other Hellspawns were popping up. You had 400 years between each one to map out a strategy. No wonder Bootsy said heaven was outmatched by hell. Heaven actually seems more incompetent than hell. I kind of enjoyed this. Silly and preposterous is way better than dead serious, dull, and confusing. Signed, Captain Logan.